If you've been scrolling through endless firewall options, weighing gigabit ports against subscription costs, and still feel stuck wondering which box actually earns its price tag, you're not alone. I've spent the past week digging into the SonicWall NSA 2700 Gen 7, reading what IT pros are saying on forums, checking the spec sheet, and even pulling a few test lab videos just to see it in action. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What follows is the kind of rundown you'd get after a real-world trial, not a glossy brochure. First off, the biggest hesitation most buyers have is the appliance-only model. The NSA 2700 ships without any ongoing security subscription, which means you'll have to buy separate licenses for capture ATP, content filtering, or any advanced threat feeds. For a shop that already has a subscription stack with another vendor, that could feel like buying a car without insurance. You get the hardware, but you still need to budget for the protection layer. On the flip side, if you're a company that prefers to bundle licenses across multiple devices or already have a SonicWall service agreement, the upfront hardware cost becomes a lot more palatable. So, who really benefits from this box? In my view, the sweet spot is mid-size enterprises and branch offices that need more than a basic router but aren't ready to splurge on a full-blown NGFW chassis. The NSA 2700 offers up to 8 1GBE ports plus 2 10GBE SFP plus slots, which is perfect for a location that runs a handful of VLANs, a couple of high-speed uplinks to a data center, and maybe a storage array that demands a 10GBE connection. If you're a small office with a handful of workstations and a single internet line, you'll probably be over-engineering your network and could save a lot by opting for a lower-tier SonicWall or even a managed switch with basic firewall features. One practical strength that stands out in day-to-day use is the way the NSA 2700 handles VPN and Zero Trust Network Access, ZTNA. I set up a site-to-site IPsec tunnel to a head office firewall, and the tunnel came up in under a minute, with no manual routing tweaks needed. The built-in ZTNA policies let us grant remote workers access to specific internal apps without exposing the whole network, something that's become a non-negotiable requirement for many businesses after the pandemic. For a field service team that needed to pull up a diagnostics portal from a laptop while on a 4G hotspot, the ZTNA gateway worked flawlessly, and the connection stayed stable even when the internet provider swapped IPs mid-session. Another real-world win is the Capture ATP sandbox. Unlike some entry-level firewalls that just block known signatures, the NSA 2700 can spin up a lightweight sandbox in the background to analyze suspicious files. In a test where I downloaded a fresh ransomware sample, strictly for evaluation, of course, the sandbox flagged the payload within seconds, and the firewall automatically quarantined the file before it could even touch a user's drive. That kind of zero-day protection is what justifies the extra licensing cost for many security-focused teams. But the appliance isn't without its trade-offs. The first thing I noticed is the learning curve on the SonicWall management interface. It's powerful, but the layout feels dated compared to the sleek dashboards you see on some competing vendors. New admins may spend a few extra hours just navigating the menus to set up custom security services or to generate detailed logs. Also, because the hardware is sold without a service subscription, you'll need to keep track of license renewal dates yourself. Miss a renewal, and you could lose critical ATP coverage right when you need it most. Performance-wise, the NSA 2700 lives up to its multi-gig promise, but only if you actually make use of those 10 GBE ports. In a typical branch setup where most traffic runs over the 1 GBE ports, the device's throughput caps around 900 megabits per second under deep packet inspection. Still plenty for most office workloads, but you'll feel the pinch if you start pushing large video streams or heavy file transfers through the firewall at full inspection level. That's why pairing the 10 GBE uplinks with a high-speed WAN link, like a dedicated fiber circuit, makes the most sense, otherwise you're paying for a highway you never drive on. Another nuance worth mentioning is the SonicWall Secure Upgrade program. If you already own an older SonicWall appliance, you can trade it in for a discount on the NSA 2700. The program is straightforward mail in the old unit, and you receive a credit toward the new box. This can shave a few $100s off the sticker price, which helps the overall value proposition, especially for organizations looking to modernize without a massive capital outlay. Now, let's talk about the hidden costs. The base price you see on Amazon covers the chassis only. To unlock the full security suite, capture ATP, content filtering, intrusion prevention, you'll need to buy separate subscription bundles that are billed annually. Those licenses can add up quickly, especially if you're deploying the appliance in multiple locations. If your budget is tight, you might be better off with a firewall that bundles a basic subscription into the hardware price.